Hey guys, my name is Em and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a 24-hour readathon vlog and I'm so excited. If you've been following my channel for a couple years now, you'll know that every year on New Year's I do a readathon. Kind of like to end one year with a readathon and begin the new year with a readathon, and also I just love finishing a book on like the 1st of January. I don't know what it is, but it just feels so amazing to already have like one book read on the first day of the year. I love it so much and I wanted to do it again this year. Now today is actually the 30th of December, so it's not actually quite New Year's Eve, but the reason that I started it today was for two reasons. One, I am actually doing the timer method for this readathon, so I kind of need a little bit of extra time to get as close to the 24 hours as I possibly can. And the second reason is that I'm actually working both New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, not until the evening times on both days, so I do still have like a couple hours here and there, but I have like the entire evening and night free today, so I kind of wanted to start the readathon today and carry it through until New Year's Day. So that is my goal, that is what I'm going to do. I don't have a TBR set in stone. I'm hoping to get through a good few of the books that I got for Christmas because I always love reading like books that you get new, and the book that I'm going to be starting with is The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. I'm so excited to read this. Lucy actually got me this book for Christmas. She loves it. It's one of her favorite romances. Also, I'm doing this readathon with Sarah and Lucy, so when I text them today to see what book I should start with, they both said The Cheat Sheet. So I'm starting with The Cheat Sheet. I'm very excited. It is literally just 300 pages, so I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to like finish this fairly quickly. It is almost 4 p.m. I'm going to start this readathon at 4. I really wanted to start it earlier in the day, but I was waiting for my mom to leave because she's actually gone to her friend's birthday party and she was supposed to leave at 2, but then she didn't end up leaving until like almost 4. So now I have the entire evening to myself. It is 4 p.m. and I'm going to start reading. I'm very excited to read this book. I don't really know much about it except that she's a ballet dancer, he is a football player, and it is friends to lovers and it is fake dating. Both of those tropes I love. Sometimes friends to lovers is not my favorite. My first course of action is to make myself a cup of coffee because I haven't actually had coffee yet today and I am so tired, and I definitely can't afford to be tired before I even start the readathon. So I'm gonna go make myself a coffee. I think I'm gonna light the fire as well because it is quite cold in here, and then I'm gonna get reading. I'm so excited. And yeah, welcome to the vlog. I'm very excited to spend the next couple days reading with you guys. Okay, it is now 4 o'clock. I have got my 24-hour readathon timer ready to go and I'm gonna click start. Okay, I literally went to go make some coffee and we have no milk. We literally have no milk. And I'm so upset because like, okay, I could walk to the shop to get milk. That means that I would have to like go out in the cold, walk to get it, pay for it, come back. And you know, that just doesn't really sound like something that I want to do. But I'm so sad because all I want is like a coffee right now, and I'm not someone who can drink black coffee. Like I wish I could, but I just can't. So I'm making a cup of tea because I can drink black tea. I don't like to, but I can. Maybe I will brave the elements and go get milk later. Guys, this book is so good. This book is amazing. Like, it is so good. I'm like 40 something pages in. Like, they are so in love with each other. Like, they've been best friends since they were teenagers, and he's in the NFL, so obviously like he's very famous and rich and everything, and they're just like so in love with each other. And this is dual POV as well, which is just amazing because when I read like the first 2 chapters, it was Bree's POV and she was just talking about like how much she was in love with him and like how she couldn't say anything because they were best friends and it would ruin their friendship or whatever. And I was kind of thinking like, I hope he feels the same, because if he only like starts to love her now, like it's gonna be just like a little bit awkward. And then we got his POV in chapter 3 and oh my god, he is so in love with this girl. Like, they are literally soulmates and they're so in love with each other, and they're both so afraid to say anything because it will mess up their friendship. And it is so good. And basically she runs like this ballet studio for like not underprivileged kids, but like she keeps the tuition as low as possible because these children like don't have very high income families and stuff, which I think is so sweet. So like she's kind of struggling with money a bit as well because she's trying to like keep that afloat while like also renting an apartment and everything. And she was talking to Nathan about how like her landlord called saying that he was increasing the rent and that she didn't know if she was going to be able to pay it, and he was like, just let me give you money, and she was like, no, like I will not take money from you no matter what. And she's never taken money from him. So this man This man buys the entire building and like tells the landlord like, do not say that I own the building because I don't want her to think that like I'm doing her a charity or something. Like, he literally bought the entire fucking building. I'm sorry, but like this is now the standard for everything. Like, if they wanted to, they would. I've nearly been reading for an hour now. I'm kind of contemplating going for a walk because I really want to get milk. I don't want to have to go through this entire readathon with no coffee, but I'm loving this book. And I didn't have like too high hopes going into this because I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I don't know why I thought I wasn't gonna like it, but I just thought like maybe I'm not gonna love it. But everyone who's recommended this to me, you were so right. Not me squealing at this book. Okay, so they're at like this birthday party. She's like considering doing a shot and she's like, you know, I'm a bit of a lightweight. I don't know if I should do a shot. He turns to her and he says, do the shot. I'll make sure you get home safe. That is like the most romantic shit I've ever read. And it's like, because like this is written by a woman and I'm like, I'm sorry, but women just get it. They just get it. Like, that is exactly what you want to hear. Like, that is exactly what you want to hear. This is why romance books are just the best thing ever. Me and this book are best friends. Like, look at this. Go for it. I'll watch out for you tonight and get you home safe. I am in love with this man. Okay, besties, I'm now on chapter 12, which is page 108. So I'm like just a third into this book now. The one thing is, because like they're friends and they both have feelings for each other, but like neither of them want to admit it, it is getting a little annoying the way that like they keep saying they're friends. And like, I think he is starting to realize the fact that she might have feelings for him. So like, he's less irritating about it because he's not completely oblivious. But she is like telling herself that like there is no way in hell that he would ever like her and everything. And it's kind of like, why does she think this? Like, literally, what the fuck? Because he has like broken up with every single girlfriend he's had because they get to a stage where they don't like Brie because like they're so close friends and everything. And like, everyone's kind of telling her like, babe, guys don't do that if they don't like you, you know? And it's kind of like, why is she not getting it? So like, that's the only thing that's slightly annoying me. It's being mentioned like literally every page or every time they have an interaction. It's like, yeah, but he could never see more than friends between us. So you've said like a million times, but like, we know what's gonna happen. I'm still really loving the book and I cannot wait to continue. I've been reading for 1 hour 43 minutes and I've read 108 pages. Okay, besties, update time. I have been reading for 2 hours 26 minutes and I am 150 pages into this book. I don't know why like I'm not like reading it as quickly as I feel like I could be, because even though it's only taken me like 2.5 hours to read 150 pages, like I started this readathon at 4 p.m. and now it's like 10:30 and I'm only halfway through. But like, the thing is with these challenges is that like it takes so much brain power to actually like keep your focus on a book for this amount of time. Like, I feel like that's something that people may not realize about 24-hour readathons, is that like it's not actually the time it takes to physically read the book. It's like I need to take a break from it every now and then because I can't just like keep staring at words. But I'm continuing reading. I'm loving this book. I'm halfway through now. I'm currently on sprints with Sarah. She is reading Our Violent Ends, which I just finished the other day. I have never been more traumatized by a book, but also like I've never been more in love with a book. So I'm so excited for her to finish that so that we can scream about the ending together. Notice how I've changed my name to NFL Wife after reading this book. I'm so obsessed. I need a Nathan Donaldson in my life. Oh my god. Sarah has just gone to update the vlog and she will be back. And we're gonna keep reading. It's so much fun. Okay. Slay. It is now after 2 o'clock in the morning and I have just finished my first book of the readathon. I finished the cheat sheet. Honestly, I was not feeling even remotely tired up until like the last 10-15 minutes. Like, I was energized. I was like, you know, I'm gonna finish this book and then I'm gonna pick up another book. That's definitely not gonna happen. I'm gonna go to bed. But yeah, I finished the cheat sheet and I wanted to kind of give you my final reading update on it and my final thoughts on it and stuff. That book took me 4 hours 26 minutes to read. Let's move the camera so that you can see the Christmas tree. But yeah, it was good. It was good. It was solid. It was very sweet. I think if you're looking for like a really cute, wholesome, sweet, positive kind of romance book, this is definitely the book for you. Like, it did make me smile a lot throughout. It made me laugh out loud. There was no third act conflict. I don't know if that's a spoiler or not to say, but I don't think it is. It was slow burn. It was a closed door romance. So like all of these things, amazing. I don't really know 100% what I'm gonna rate it yet. I'll let you know properly tomorrow, but I think I'm gonna give it like a 3.5 or a 4. There were some things about it that I didn't love, mainly for like literally the first 200 and something pages. All they would consistently talk about is how they were so in love with each other but they could never be together, and that the other didn't like them even remotely that way. And it did get annoying after a while because it was from both perspectives for like literally the majority of the book. Like I would say like 80% of the book. Then another thing that I didn't really love is that like it was so slow burn. Like they didn't even like get together until like page 200 and something, and this is literally 300 pages, which is fine. I like a good slow burn, and honestly, like in romance books, I enjoy the lead up to their romance better than when the couple are actually together. Did that even come out as a normal sentence? I don't know. So I didn't really mind that it was slow burn, but then like the ending just seemed so rushed. Like I still enjoyed it, and I really liked both of these characters, and you could see from the very beginning that they had just so much chemistry and that they really loved each other, and it was so sweet, and like you were rooting for them the entire time. The way that they looked after each other in this book I think was so wholesome and so sweet. Like the subtle things that they would do for each other while they were friends was amazing. Like their relationship is just gorgeous and beautiful and so sweet and so wholesome. This couple is like the definition of soulmates. Like, you know that TikTok trend that was going around a while ago that was like ranking whether rom-com couples would actually like stay together? These are for lifers. Like these are 100% staying together. But I will continue the readathon tomorrow. I will update you when I pick up my next book. I don't really know what that book is going to be. I'm going to go to bed right now because I am so tired. Good night, besties. Hi besties. Okay, it is now the next day. It is Saturday and I have not read a single thing since I last updated you. I went to bed at like 4 because honestly I just had like a lot of other stuff to do. I had to edit an entire video to have up today. I also relaunched my entire Patreon, so if you want to check out my new and improved Patreon, the link will be down in the description box because I changed all of the tiers and I added like double the benefits that were before. So if you want to check that out, obviously no pressure, but if you do, the link will be down in the description box where you can join. So yeah, I did that today and I just like did a couple other things and was just like a little bit busy, but now it is 5 p.m. and I'm kind of ready to get back into the reading mood. So I've been reading for 4 hours 26 minutes. That's how long it took me to read the cheat sheet, and I didn't really know what I wanted to pick up because I kind of wanted something different. Like when I finish a romance book or like a rom-com, I don't immediately want to jump into like another rom-com, so I want to pick up something different. So the book that I decided on was Send For Me by Lauren Fox, which is a historical fiction book. I usually read a historical fiction book around this time of year, like every single year, so it seems very fitting to pick this book. And also another reason that I picked it is because it is extremely short. It is like less than 300 pages, and like some of the pages are like this where they have like very little text on, so I feel like I could be able to read this like all in one sitting or like 1 or 2 sittings. So yeah, I'm gonna get into this one right now. It is New Year's Eve today. I can't believe it is the last day of 2022. Like that's crazy. This year went just so quickly. I don't really have any plans because I'm actually working tonight. I don't know what time I'll be finished at. If it's before midnight, I think I was going to go out with a couple of my co-workers, but if I'm still working after midnight, then I'm just gonna go home. But yeah, that is my update for right now. I will come back to you later when I have more reading updates. Yeah, happy new year besties, and I'm so excited for 2023. Hi besties, happy new year. It is now the 1st of January and I have literally just finished my first book of 2023, so I wanted to tell you all about that and update you on the readathon and everything. So today I started and finished Send For Me by Lauren Fox. This book just reminded me why I love reading historical fiction books. It is genuinely one of my favorite genres and has been like for years upon years, and every time I finish one I'm like, why don't I read them more often, and why don't I read them throughout the year? Like why do I only read one at New Year's and then that's kind of it? So yeah, a goal of mine for 2023 is definitely to read more historical fiction because I love it so much. But yeah, I started and finished Send For Me by Lauren Fox. I think I'm going to give this one a 4 star. There's like 2 kind of timelines in it. it, and one of them are like letters, and they are real letters from her great grandmother during the war. So it's very hard to rate a book like that when it is entwined with someone's real story and real life experiences. But based on like the novel itself, I'm gonna give this a 4-star. I haven't put it on Goodreads yet because I need to set my Goodreads goal. I think I'm going to aim for 50 books this year. Usually my goal is 100, and I have hit that for the past like 2 years, but I do have exams this year, so I don't really think I'm gonna get the time to read until like after they're over in July. And I think that this is the fastest that I've ever read a book before in my entire life, because let me show you the timer. Okay, so my timer is at 6 hours 37 minutes, and I had like laps for like the book, so the cheat sheet took me 4.5 hours, and this book took me 2 hours 11 minutes to read. I don't know how I did that considering it is literally nearly 300 pages, but like I just read it in 2 hours. I don't think I've ever done that before with a book, so that's definitely an accomplishment, and I really loved it. I think it was amazing. And also I feel like this is not like talked about on BookTube or Bookstagram or anything. Like I've never seen anybody else read this book. So yeah, also if you have any recommendations for like historical fiction booktubers or booktubers who read historical fiction, let me know down in the comments, because I don't follow any and I'm sure they are out there, and I would really like to watch some more videos on that so that I can get back into my historical fiction books. And yeah, there's not really a whole bunch that I can say about this book because it is just following this family through Germany in World War II. And yeah, now I have finished book 1 of 2023 and we're off to a great start because I really enjoyed it. Right now it's about 4 p.m. and even though I have a lot of time left on my readathon, I have literally over 17 hours left on this readathon, I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break because I am going to work in like 3 hours. Probably when I pick up a book next, I'm going to pick up Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. I am going to bring that book to work with me. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to read it. Yesterday I did not get a chance to read anything, but I am going to bring it with me just in case. Okay, it's been a while since I've updated this readathon, so I'm going to give you a little update right now. It has been a while, but I'm still continuing with the 24-hour readathon because I'm doing the timer method. I've got 15 hours and 37 minutes left in this timer. I wanted to read, but I didn't know what I wanted to read, therefore I read nothing. Last night I picked up The Guest List by Lucy Foley and I read like the first 40 pages. I really didn't like it at all. I am going to retry listening to it on audio because I have it reserved in my library and it should be out on the 20th of January. But then today I did decide to pick up Indigo Ridge by Devney Perry and I'm really liking this so far. This is a small town romance where we have our main character who's just moved to the town. She's a new chief of police, and basically like this town is like run by the Edens, or like this is the most like important prominent family in the town. On her first night in town, she has a one-night stand with one of like the head Edens because she doesn't know who he is, and then they find a body on the Edens ranch, and basically once every year for the past 7 years a body has shown up and the town puts it down to like a suicide every year. But now that she's the new chief of police, she's like, this is suspicious, like this doesn't just happen, like this is not normal, this is obviously like a murderer, serial killer or something, because the old chief of police like didn't give a fuck. Like he was like 70, he was like writing only half of the cases down, like literally did not give a fuck. So they just kind of like wrote off these people that had died because he didn't want to have to do anything about it. So now we're like getting into this. So there's like a romance, it's a small town setting, we have a mystery subplot as well, and I think like the killer is going to start coming after her because like she's investigating it and stuff. So that's very interesting. Really loving it. I'm on page 45. I'm going to keep reading as much as I can this evening. I do have a bit of homework and study to do and stuff, but I'm going to keep reading as much as I can. I'm also reading this with my Patreons because we're doing a series read along this year. So we're starting the year with the Edens series, which consists of currently 3 books, but the 4th one will be out by the time we get to it. And yeah, that is all I have to say for right now. I've still got like 15.5 hours left in this readathon. Let's go. Hi besties. Okay, I want to give you a reading update, but if you can see from my appearance and hear from my voice, I am sick at the minute. I have like a cold flu thing. I don't know. I'm not feeling like too miserable, but I wanted to give you a reading update because I am determined to complete this 24-hour readathon this weekend. It's gone on way too long for my liking, but because I've committed so much to it now, I kind of want to just like finish out the rest of the readathon. So I told you that I had picked up Indigo Ridge, which I haven't read any more of. I will. I just haven't had had time to physically read and my head has been too sore to physically read. But this morning I was like, you know what, I really want to pick up an audiobook, and I am obsessed with it. Like, I am so in love with it. So the audiobook that I started was Never Ever Getting Back Together by Sophie Gonzalez. I'm gonna be completely honest, there was 2 reasons that I picked up this book. One of them, the Taylor Swift song. The Taylor Swift song. Like, literally the title is a Taylor Swift song, so even if there's like one Taylor reference throughout this entire book, it's gonna be worth it for me. Like, that's just so slay. And the second reason is because it is sapphic. So basically the premise of this book is that we have like this reality TV show that is kind of like, you go into like this house kind of a thing, or like this mansion with your ex and see like what happens. One of our main characters, Maya, who gets this invitation to go into this house with her ex Jordy, who cheated on her. He's such an asshole, but she agrees to do it because she's like, I can go in here and like turn the tables and kind of like show the world who he really is, because naturally when they broke up he painted the picture that she was like psycho and that he never cheated and everything like that. First of all, like, we're getting some revenge on an ex-boyfriend here. Like, that is such a slay. And then we have our other main character, Sky, who is the girl that the boy cheated on Maya with. She doesn't know that Maya existed, and she's going into this house and Jordy has just told her that Maya existed, except he said to Sky, he was like, she's such like a crazy person, she thinks that I cheated on her and she's made up all these lies and stuff, and Sky is kind of like believing him. Now I have a feeling that that's not gonna last because, you know, women, this is like a reality TV show. But you know what's gonna happen, guys? Maya and Sky are gonna get together. Like, that is what I'm predicting is going to happen, because it is a sapphic romance. So I'm kind of like, is that what's gonna happen? And that just sounds like the most amazing book that I've ever heard of in my entire life. Like, that just sounds so amazing. I might even finish that book today. I'm listening to it on 1.5 speed. I usually listen to my audiobooks on 2x speed, but honestly I feel like that's half the reason that I wasn't enjoying them, because I think it's just too fast. And like, I can understand what they're saying, but I'm like missing certain details and I'm like, it's not relaxing to listen to, whereas 1.5 speed is like perfect to listen to. So if I keep listening at 1.5 speed, I'm gonna finish this book in 6 hours. So I'm really excited to keep reading that. I'm really enjoying both of my current reads, so that just makes me so much more motivated to actually read. So my timer has 14 hours 39 minutes left. I'm gonna try and at least half this today. I feel like that could be possible, I don't know, but it is Thursday today and I want to have this readathon finished this weekend. But yeah, I'm gonna continue listening to Never Ever Getting Back Together, and I will talk to you guys later. Hi besties. Okay, I am finally coming on here to end out this 24-hour readathon vlog. I finally finished the 24 hours. It took me a little bit longer than I expected because I took a couple breaks here and there, and I didn't really film too many updates over the last couple hours of the readathon because I felt like I had so much footage already and I just wanted to get through the hours and get through the books as quickly as I could so that I could end out this video for you. But I managed to finish 2 more books before the readathon ended. I still had 41 seconds left on the timer when I finished my final book, so I feel like that was absolutely perfect timing. So let me give you the final reading wrap up for this video and tell you everything that I read. So the first book that I finished since I spoke to you last was Indigo Ridge by Devney Perry. I loved this book so much. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I actually was filming another vlog while I was reading this, so you'll get to see my thoughts in that vlog as well, so I don't want to kind of like repeat myself and talk too much about it. But this was an absolutely phenomenal book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I would say that it's going to be in my top 10 of 2023. Like, I know it's early in the year to predict that, but I feel like it might be. So yeah, loved this book. This gives small town romance vibes, also had a mystery thriller. I was equally invested in the romance and the plot, so I really love when a book manages to pull off both of those. And then finally for this readathon I listened to the audiobook of Never Ever Getting Back Together by Sophie Gonzalez. This book is a very fun YA rom-com. I gave it 4.5 stars and I really enjoyed listening to the audiobook. So yeah, they are the 2 books that I finished since I spoke to you last. So now let me quickly wrap up everything that I read during this readathon so that I can give you my final page count. So I started the readathon with The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. I gave this book a 4-star. This was 300 pages and I really enjoyed it. I think it was solid, it was fun, it was a friends to lovers. The second book that I finished during this readathon was Send For Me by Lauren Fox. This was my first read of 2023. I really loved it. It was 272 pages. It was a fiction book, but it was based on the author's family in real life, so I really enjoyed that aspect of it. I think it was really good, and I gave this one a 4-star. Then next up, of course, I read Indigo Ridge by Devney Perry, which I gave a 5 out of 5 star to one of my favorite romances now, and this was 324 pages. And then finally I read Never Ever Getting Back Together by Sophie Gonzalez, which I gave 4.5 stars to, and that was 384 pages. So in total I read 1,280 pages in 24 hours. I feel like that's really good. I feel like these timer method readathons are actually so difficult because you lose steam so fast. So I'm gonna try and find a method that works, that enables me to read as much as I can in as little time as I can, but also actually reaching the 24 hours, because I feel like that's such a difficult task to do. I have yet to be 100% successful in one of these challenges, but I think 4 books and 1,200 pages is still a really amazing achievement for 24 hours. I just want to make a disclaimer as well, like no matter how much you read, how fast you read, how slow you read, how many books you read, if you read 1 book a year, if you read 100 books a year, it does not matter. You are reading purely based on what you enjoy and what you like reading and to your pace. It doesn't make you more or less of a reader no matter how much you read. But yeah, that is it for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed. I read 4 books, I read 1,280 pages. Really proud of that. I think it was an amazing achievement. I'm very excited for the next 24-hour readathon that we're going to be doing. If you don't know, I always host a readathon every month on my Patreon. So yeah, that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you watched to the end, comment some flower emojis. I feel like we're getting into spring, even though it is still January. I feel like I'm in the spring mood. That is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay amazing, stay kind, and I'll see you in the next one.